Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of the 100. So, for you guys, it has been maybe a week or two, depending on my schedule, when you last saw the 100. For me, it has been a lot longer. So after episode 6, I took a very long break, as you all know, of about 8-9 months, something like that. So I am ready to dive back into this show, the drama, the twists, the turns, and the emotional turmoil that the show always brings. So for a bit of a catch up, if you want to just watch the reaction, skip forward a bit because I'm going to be talking for a little while. So I watched 6 episodes, I recorded 6 episodes. I think I might have recorded the 7th, which I'm going to rewatch today, if I've not already watched it, because I'm sure I remember watching another, but I couldn't find the footage anywhere. I must have deleted it when I stopped recording. So if I did watch this episode, I don't remember it, but also I only ever watched the full reaction. I never edited it for YouTube. We'll see. But to catch up, because it's been so long since I watched anything for the show, I rewatched the first 6 episodes. Now I've got to say, when I was watching it the first time, when I was recording it, start of the year, I was enjoying the show, don't get me wrong. But I thought like series 5, at least at the point I was up to, wasn't my favourite of the show so far. I feel like the first 4 were really strong seasons, and season 5 just to me hadn't gripped me just as much. But rewatching the first 6 episodes after such a long time, I enjoyed it so much more. Now I still think the other seasons were maybe better. We'll see how this season turns out. But I really enjoyed rewatching these episodes, and I think that lends to something that I talked about quite a few times on my channel, about show burnout, that the way that I watch TV is probably not the way that a lot of people do. So I don't binge season after season after season of a show. Once I finish a season, I might watch 2 seasons in a row maybe, but then I'll take a break and I'll watch something else for a while, and then I'll go back to it, and vice versa. Even when me and my boyfriend watch shows, we rarely watch 2 seasons in a row of a show. We tend to watch 1 season of a show and then watch a season of something else, and then season of something else, and we might go back to that show. And it's just that I get burned out when I watch things. So I know that when I said it last time, when I was on to season 5 of shows like this and Supernatural, I was getting a little bit like, I'm enjoying the show, don't get me wrong, but I'm also getting a little bit of burnout. So the break definitely helped, because I enjoyed the start of the season so much more this time. And there's a few bits that I wanted to talk about, because I made notes as I was going through little scenes that I really enjoyed this time. So all the first episode, like the first half of the first episode, of Clarke getting out of the rubble of where she was buried, trying to get to the bunker, surviving in the apocalyptic world that she lives in, all that stuff I enjoyed a lot. It was really heartbreaking to watch and fascinating to watch, and seeing how she survived and she found the vehicle, but then that got destroyed, or at least the solar powered thing got destroyed in the sandstorms, and how she survived so much, but then tried to kill herself, but then the bird appeared and she took her to where she needed to go to, like the Shallow Valley. That was all really heartbreaking and really sad to watch, but also really intriguing, because it was, how is she going to survive this? Even though we know that she did. What I actually think would have been a better ending to season 4, I'm going to be talking for so long, I know it already. Season 4 ended when the apocalypse happened, and we jumped forward in time, and we saw Clarke, and did we see Maddie at that point? Or we saw the ship coming down from space. What I think might have been a better end of season 4 would be the world ended, Clarke climbed out of the rubble, looked around it, the world had been destroyed, and then the season ended there. It's like, Clarke survived, we're here, the world's over, how's she going to survive now? I think that would have been a better ending than the one that they went with. But anyway, they went with what they chose to end with. So yeah, that was really cool to watch. And then probably my favourite scene of the whole show so far, at least this season, definitely, was the scene in the 2nd episode with Octavia being like, either you're one crew or you're an enemy of one crew, killing the person. You're one crew or you're an enemy of one crew, killing the next couple of people. And then repeating that to make a point like, you either do what I say or you're getting killed. And she stood her own against a lot of people. And I thought that was a really good scene. I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. I enjoyed it a lot more this time. Like I said, the break really gave me time to have downtime from the show and come back to it really excited to carry on. Jaha's death, I still think, was a little disappointing. For a character that was so big, still believe he should have died in season 1, left it there. But anyway, a little disappointed by his death, but I'm guessing he wanted to leave the show. Maybe like the actor was like, I'll come back, but I want to come back for 1 episode and I want to go. Something like that maybe. And all the stuff with the pit and Blood Rainer and the fighting and the murder and the death and Kane being in it. Super dark. The fences all over the walls, blood on the floor. Super dark. And they laugh when they burst into the ceiling of the bunker to rescue them. How they weren't looking around going, the fuck is happening here? Like, I know they were shocked and could see that something was going wrong, but I would have been way more like concerned. I'd been like, take me back out, please, because there's something absolutely bad happening down here. I don't want to be a part of it. But I get there's family down there. All the animosity between Octavia and basically everybody, but primarily Bellamy, is really hard to watch. Like, the scene when I think he stopped her walking out of a room and they pulled guns on him. But then Octavia was basically like, they had like a really sweet, nice moment. And then Octavia was like hugging him, basically like, ever cross me again and you're dead. Obviously, that's paraphrased. I don't know exactly what she said. I can't remember. But I was like absolutely, oh my god, like, this is not the Octavia that we knew and love. Something really bad has happened. There's a whole dark year that I know we don't know about yet. There's things we don't know about the bunker, but it's clear that things went really badly, really, really badly to get to the point that they did, and Octavia has changed for it. And even the last one that I watched, you shows how bad my memory is. I'm watching things, I'm like, I don't remember this happening. When all the defectors are going to the ship, and Octavia's ordered Hooper, the person, to start shooting at the defectors. I'm guessing it. I know it was part of it was so that it looked real, like it looked like the escapes were real, but it was really dark as well. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the threat to Octavia's rule. How there's Maddie and how she's a really big fan of Octavia. Clark was trying to protect her. They didn't know she was a Nightblood. Octavia knows about it. And whilst at this point Octavia's keeping Maddie close, I don't know whether that is because she's going to kill her at some point, or it's better to keep her close so she can protect her, so that when people find out that she's a Nightblood, because it probably will happen eventually, it's less of a threat to her rule, potentially, or she can try and contain the lie getting out. I don't know, but I'm really excited to see what happens moving forward. I'm not going to talk too much longer because I've been talking for almost 8 minutes at this point, depending on if I cut any of it out, but I'm excited to see what goes on. Whilst it's not my favourite season so far, I'm really enjoying it. I'm intrigued to see how they resolve the whole war between the Shallow Valley people, like Dioza and Shaw and McCreary, who's just been kidnapped by Murphy and Imori, and just the Maddie-Octavia relationship, how Octavia's going to maybe, hopefully, come back to the Octavia that we know and love at least a little bit. And then obviously we've also got the whole storyline of the cure for the people who are mining, who are ill. Now, this is going to seem like weird that I'm recapping it to you guys that are just watching all the playlists, because you'd be like, well, we know we've just watched the episode with you. But like I say, to me, it's been 8-9 months, something like that, maybe more. I'm not too sure. And so I've just rewatched the first 6. So I'm excited to jump back into it. This episode is called Acceptable Losses. Whether it's just a reference to the fact that people had to die in a war, and like the people they shot down who were defecting was an acceptable loss, because it made the defection look real in terms of having Echo go onto the ship. So maybe it's about that. Let's stop talking and just jump into it to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comment section what you thought. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let's jump into, finally, a new episode of the 100, I hope. Season 100. Season 5, episode 7 of the 100, Acceptable Losses. Exciting.
Like each of us, somehow this valley survived. It's the last sanctuary on
Oh yeah, and she's like taking Kane under her wing, which I still found really odd why she's doing it. I guess it's to get secrets from the other clan, but
build a life here.
I put my life on the line for you, and you promised me that you would quit.
And I will.
Stop lying. It's getting worse. You take one pill to work and then another to sleep. This was supposed to be our second chance. That's why we're here.
Wrong. We're here
Yeah.
because of me.
she's
Because
a
I serve a
doctor.
purpose.
Oh,
And I
he's
can
a
only serve that
doctor.
purpose
What's
if
that?
I'm functioning.
Hey, Blood Rainer.
Any word?
Sky Ripper.
Like, we knew it would take some time. We can count on Echo.
Wouldn't be the first time she betrayed us.
Oh, let it go. It's been
If
6
you really
years.
trust her, maybe we should too.
Truth is, it's a miracle you showed up when you did. I haven't thanked you enough for that. If we can just get to Shallow Valley, things will be better. I promise.
This relationship makes me sad.
It's the same thing we said about getting back down to the ground.
One minute they have like a really sweet moment,
Then we found you.
like the bit when they thought they were going to get missiles again, and she was like, Bellamy, take over. But the next minute she's Blood Rainer, you know.
Your sister officially scares me.
You're gonna suck today. You're not gonna stand out in any way. No one can think that you'd make a good commander. Not Gaia.
Especially because if she's fighting,
Especially not Octavia.
Clark,
if she gets
I
caught,
understand.
they'll see the Nightblood surely.
I've been meaning to give this to you. Just never really felt like the right time.
Oh no. It's Jasper's letter.
I found it at Arcadia, not long after Prime Fire. I nearly read it a couple of times, but now I'm glad I didn't.
Oh, I would have read it. I'm sorry, but 6 years.
Oh my god.
You said no one else was bitten.
Nope, maybe not.
They weren't. They're breeding them.
Can use them as a weapon. Absolutely not. So, infect them with the parasite snake bug things. Get them on the ship and just release them into Shadow Valley.
I don't know what happened to him in that bunker, but he's different.
You haven't seen them, Raven. They're all different.
They scary.
She weaponizes those things and sends them into the valley, then Echo, Raven, Murphy.
Acceptable losses.
You're all
Oh my god.
Not just them. All of us. Unleashing an invasive species in the last arable land on Earth is a monumentally bad idea.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We need help.
Who? Indra. Baby Indra. I love her.
Be diplomatic.
How could you be loyal to someone who collars people like animals, tortures them? Someone who killed your crew.
Yep.
I saw her.
She's in control.
She murdered hundreds of innocent people, blew up government buildings just because she didn't like their policies. Shaw.
That's a terrorist.
The ocean's not as bad as you think, and
She's not good though either.
I'm not as good as you hoped.
I do like the dynamic that obviously Dioza was a prisoner, he was not, as well as like McCreary and the rest of them, but he's like the one that's helped them.
How can you be useful in my camp?
I'm a spy.
Will they believe that?
You knew that too. And an honest spy is either incompetent or working an angle. Which are you? Kind of like sending 100 juvenile delinquents to die on the ground?
Oh.
Or abandoning 300 prisoners on an asteroid?
Awkward.
Harry said you would let her examine you.
You want me to fail too?
Stay
I
hidden.
want you to live. Can I show you something?
I just don't know if Chad understands that. You know, the complexities of you got to do worse to survive. When the child, it's just natural. Oh God.
Blood of the first commander. Becca Prometa.
Oh,
It's your blood.
no.
And I will never let anyone.
Becca, I've not had that name for a while.
It was my idea. We're up against an army with superior firepower and every geographic advantage. This is how we overcome that. What happens when your secret weapon destroys the valley you're fighting for?
Our friends are there. People we love.
Acceptable losses.
Aye, wait, episode title. Didn't mean to be yawning in the middle of that.
I don't want anything to happen to your friends, Bellamy.
But ultimately,
And Echo,
one crew, or
please believe that.
you're against one crew.
This is war.
Monty, I know you're an optimist. You think better days are ahead. But that's not true. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. The cycle can't be broken as long as we're here. That's why I won't be here. That's why.
Give him a good old.
It's okay.
Give him a fucking good old now.
Jasper was smarter than all of us.
I've been here a day, and already I know there's a traitor in your camp. Your pilot. Shaw's conscience
no.
can get in the way of his duties.
Don't betray
The
Shaw.
soft side hardly makes him a traitor.
How about disobeying orders? Or giving comfort to the enemy?
Uh,
You're the head of my army. Give me a better idea.
Am I the head of your army?
Jesus.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
When were you going to tell me about this weapons plan?
When were you going to tell me you helped Kane escape? If we lose, that'll be why. How does that make you feel?
Awful. And I'd do it again.
I'll throw you in the pit first.
Hey. Hey.
I won't apologize for protecting you from yourself.
You
Get out.
pop off, Indra.
How do I know it wasn't you?
Getting there. Covered his tracks.
That seemed too easy. This Dios is a fairly smart cookie, I feel like.
See? There it is. The ghost trail.
Yeah, I guess they had to throw Shaw under the bus to do it. In fair, I'd probably do the same, not gonna lie.
And if you hung on a little longer, and in what?
We're doing it again.
Doing what? Saving our friends?
We save our friends by stopping this war, not by facilitating it.
Yeah.
And I want to take care of you through detox. I'd walk through fire for you. I'd die for you.
Walk through the fire.
Kill yourself.
'Cause where else can I turn?
So I need you to choose. Me. Or the pills.
Okay, that's a great way to get an addict to stop doing it. Me or the pills? Because it's not as easy as that.
I need for you to trust me.
I feel like she's gonna choose the drugs. And she's gonna force him into her loving embrace.
So, am I right in assuming that you haven't come to get tested before now because you're already having symptoms?
Something like that.
Oh yeah, I have watched this episode. I remember seeing the bit which turned out she's pregnant. Obviously, forgot all about it because I don't remember anything else from this episode. So, hey. Oh, is he in prison now? Oh, they're not gonna like you in there. That's why I said kids won't understand that the sheer importance of what she's been asked to do. Because kids want to win.
I could really use a second who knows the terrain when we get there.
But she's not been. Oh, I'm being so stupid. I can tell I'm a little bit tired because I bet she's not been to your land thinking somewhere completely different from the Shallow Valley. God.
Alright then.
Of course she's been there.
We march as soon as the eye's down. I need to borrow her for a strategy session.
No.
You don't mind, do you, Clark?
Yes, I absolutely do mind.
No.
Psycho.
It's fine. What would it take for you to share the valley?
Share it. Well, let me see. Short of an unconditional surrender. Nothing.
Octavia will never surrender.
That's why we're gonna take her out.
Oh, God. I mean, I sort of agree to some... Oh, I don't know. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to The 100, Season 5, Episode 7, Acceptable Losses. And apologies if I wasn't the most excited in that reaction. Firstly, it's the first full-length thing that I've reacted to since coming back. I've recorded a few like the little anthology shows, so they're quick and easy. So that's the first full-length one, so obviously trying to watch it enough, but still get the talking as rhythm I've got to get back into. But also I realised I was watching it how tired I was, even though it's literally 12:47 right now, so still pretty early in the day. I've got my energy drink here, try and keep awake. But I felt myself, my eyes going a little bit, and because it's bright outside, and sometimes 100 is pretty dark on screen. I was like squinting a couple of times. That was making me go. So yeah, just apologies if it wasn't the smoothest conversation commentaries yet, but we'll get there. But that was good. I'm glad to be back into it. I have seen this episode before. I must have watched it. That must be the last one I watched way back when, because I don't remember any of it except for Dios are turning around and she was pregnant. That kind of sparked a memory, so I must have seen that bit before. But the rest of it was all new to me, but really exciting. So the plan at the moment, at least Octavia's plan, was to send a defector when they do the next level of defections with these snakes in. Obviously, Cooper was the one that arranged it and did the testing, but Octavia was fine with it. And it's a good plan in the sense that it's like a Trojan horse, isn't it? Where you send people in like Echo and it could wipe them out. The problem with that is then you've got this massive creatures in the one safe space on Earth. So it just wouldn't be that smooth. It just wouldn't, because it's the 100. And I like the plan, but obviously then there's the fear of there's people that we love there. So if we do this, we're sentencing them to death as well. And obviously in Octavia's mind, it's like acceptable losses, episode title. But to us, that's like, we don't want, Raven to die and Echo to die, Kane to die. Although Kane's a weird one. I don't really know what's going on with his character right now. Like, I know Diaz has taken him under her wing because he can help her get through to, like, Octavia. He's the one that maybe suggested the fruit drops, which she didn't go along with, and but she'd sent them, but then Octavia burnt them all. So I just don't know where that relationship's going to go, because I don't think he necessarily really likes her, like as a person, not romantically. But he's also not really close with Abby right now. Like it looks like they kind of broke up in that episode potentially, because he said me or drugs, and she didn't respond, which means I'm not choosing, which in essence means drugs. I don't think that's the healthiest way to try and get rid of someone, get someone's addictions to stop. But I get where it's coming from. Like, she's a doctor, she's a drug addict, and it's happened for a long time now by the looks of it. I'd be intrigued to know why that started. Maybe it was the pain of losing Clark to the apocalypse and everything else that happened. Maybe that's what led her to start doing drugs, but that storyline, I'm just not that interested right now. Like I said in the reaction, like, I like Abby. I've done most of the show, I thought she was quite good. But this season, I'm just not interested in her or Kane that much, really. Dio's, the pregnancy storyline is going to be interesting, because there was a comment a couple of episodes ago that she slept with McCreary. So I would guess it's his baby. And I don't like him. Obviously, he's off being captured by Murphy and Imori, who were in this episode. We'll see where that goes and where the whole cure for this mining tumour thing goes. Is she sick or is she just pregnant? I can't remember. I think she's just pregnant. But I'm not 100% sure on that one. I have to look into it. But as far as I'm watching, you'll let me know down below, even though by the time this comes out, I'll have watched more, but whatever. It was fun, though. I liked the Indra working with Clark and Bellamy to kind of try and make Octavia kind of see the error of her ways, because what she's doing is not good, and give the people some time. They're going to get the eye down. Obviously, it took longer than they wanted it to take, but they did manage to get the eye down, or get the eye in control of it, so that they can do the next stage of that plan. Hopefully. But I'm just really nervous with this Maddie stuff, because I remember when I was rewatching the first 6 episodes, and Maddie was like, "Oh, I've heard all the stories about Octavia. She's a big fan of yours, blah blah blah." That I had a gut feeling that this was just going to end badly. And then when Octavia took her under the wing as a Nightblood, I'm like, this is an ulterior motive thing. It's not just because of who you are. Like, it's not because she likes you. It's because you're a Nightblood, and keeping you close to Octavia means that she can take you out. Or, like I said before, she can try and keep the secret hidden of who you are, so that if it gets out, she may have more control over the something like that. But ultimately, it's so that you're not a threat to her title. However, we see on this episode that Gaia has now approached Maddie with the flame and about the commanders and all the Becca stuff and whatnot, and kind of saying that she's there to protect her, and kind of hinted that she wants her to be the new commander, even though the time of the commanders is over. But even she said that it doesn't have to be. And I think if Octavia finds out that Gaia's having these conversations, Gaia will die. And Octavia won't be happy about that, understandably. But it's made me really nervous. I feel like Maddie could die. And if she did, I'd be fine with that. Like, I'm not in love with the character yet. I like the idea of her as Clark's sort of daughter figure. Kind of how it was like Abby to Clark and Clark to Maddie. But I don't think she had much growth yet, so I'm thinking this storyline will definitely give her character more to work with. And we'll see how it turns out, but I'm not going to lie, I'm nervous about it. Maybe Maddie will try and what's the word I want to... No, usurp. Maddie will kind of usurp Octavia and try and stage a coup and take over. Maybe Maddie's going to be like, "Hi everybody, I'm a Nightblood, I'm your new commander." And everyone will be like, bow down to her. And Octavia will be pushed out, something like that. Oh, Jesus, I'm scared. What else happened in this episode? We got Shaw's now a prisoner. Pretty sure. They threw him under the bus to get what they needed to, which I get. I'm fine with that. I think I would do the same. But obviously he's now a prisoner, and they're probably going to try to find a way for him to forgive them so that he can help them at some point, because he knows a lot about the team and the ship and the technology and all that. Yeah. It definitely feels like it's gearing up for a big Shallow Valley clan versus the army guys, prisoners that came down, Diosa and all that, versus Octavia, Clark, and that. But it could also be like a 3-way fight where there's Octavia one side, Diosa's team one side, and then Clark and that in the middle, who don't want either team to win because both will have a bad result. Like if you let Blood Rainer take over the Shallow Valley, what's stopping what happened in the pit restarting again? You know, yes, they'll have food and resources, but they're used to a certain way of life now, and depending on what it was that caused it all in that dark year, there's nothing saying, say they wiped out the Shallow Valley clan, they could just create another pit and start the fights again, in which case their life's no better than it was. So I'm just really intrigued to see all the pieces moving into place and see how it all lines up towards the finale. I think we're going to end it here because I've been recording for 1 hour and 1 minute. I know about 40 minutes that will be the episode, maybe 42, 45, something like that. But yeah, for my first time back, I think I've talked for long enough, especially at the beginning. But I'm excited to be back with 100. I've got 6 more episodes after the season. I'm really intrigued to see where it goes and how it all concludes, and just excited to be recording it again. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the reactions. Let me know down below what you thought of it. If you're happy that I'm back recording the 100 and your thoughts on acceptable losses. Thanks for watching. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. If you enjoyed the video, leave some comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let all your friends know who I am. I don't know that. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you all very soon for the next episode of the 100. Bye guys, take care and stay safe.